everybody? It's Sean here, just coming to you. It's something I'm going to be doing, something new. Taking a little adventure today, but you guys get to come along with me on my adventure. But what I'm doing is it's going to be the start of my new series. If you ever follow me on Facebook, you know that I actually do my it's like a customer testimonial story type of deal. I'm actually starting this up. It's called Focus Fridays. And today is the very first episode of my Focus Fridays. Can't even say it right. That's kind of funny. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing is, it's kind of the same thing. So right now I'm actually enjoying my day off. I can honestly tell you this is the first day off that I have had where I haven't had to go to work for a customer since the 4th of July. They actually gave me off on the 4th of July, which is very weird in itself. I work every single holiday, so I didn't know what to do with myself. But then every single Thursday thereafter, I was at the dealership helping out some customer, some way, some shape or form, you know, selling vehicles, people coming in. That was the only day they worked. So take your days off if you get them, if you can. I'm a workaholic. I love what I do, so I'm going to be at work if I can. But yeah, this is a first day off on a Thursday, so I'm going to the beach. I'm going to record the whole little journey, getting some gas right now. Got to fill up probably about maybe a quarter of the way there. And then we're just going to keep it moving, keep it flowing. Gas station attendant's about to ask me for my receipt right now. Thanks. Yeah, so definitely stay with me. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Stay with me throughout this. This is going to be pretty cool. Basically, I'm going to show you my little short points that I like to go to. Probably going to start off at Cape May. And then from there, we're going to bounce around and talk about my customers, the people that purchase a vehicle from me for the whole month of July. So basically what I'm going to be doing with Focus Fridays, it's just going to be focusing on each customer that I sold a vehicle to that week. Put it together, put a video together for you, and see what you think. You know, like, comment, tell me if I'm doing good, tell me if I'm doing bad, tell me if you want more information. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing every single week. It's going to be coming to you on Fridays, just the customers from the week before. But since I'm starting it now, this is going to be the first edition of it. And it's going to be a beach edition, which is cool because I love the beach. You get to go to one of my favorite places with me, and I get to talk about my favorite people, my customers, for the whole month of July. So look forward to it. Let's keep this rolling. As I'm cruising along, it is starting to rain. That's awesome because there was no weather forecast saying it was going to rain like later today, but there was like no storms anticipated. Probably put my windows and everything up. So yeah, it just, as I'm driving, I noticed this giant ominous cloud. It's not going to ruin my beach day. It is what it is. Just one little minor hiccup. Probably going to drive right through it and it'll be okay. But sucks. Every time I come down here, it starts raining. Every time. Even when it says it's not going to rain, it's going to rain. And that's very disappointing. But we shall prevail. I don't care. I'm just going to keep going. I stood out in the rain last time I was here, so it ain't going to stop me now. And like that, it is gone. Alright, so we are at my favorite spot, well, one of my favorite spots. So anytime I come down here, I always go here first. Always have, ever since I started coming down to Cape May. And as you can see, it is freaking gorgeous. It's a beautiful day out here. And you see that little stand there down in the back? That's where we're going. It's a long walk, but it's totally worth it. So let's go traverse these rocks. And it's beautiful out here. Look at that. I love it down here. Absolutely love it. Let's go! All right, we made it. Made it to my favorite place to go to. The reason being, it's absolutely gorgeous out here. It's like the end of the jetty, whatever, this rock formation. I don't care what they're called. But as you can see, it's right at the end of everything. So right behind me, I don't know if you can see it back there, there's this little blue roof. That is the Cape May Ferry. So I come down here, I've seen the ferry leave one time actually, or was it twice? I can't remember. Anytime I come down here, it's like in between when they're getting ready to go, or they've already left. And this one's actually going to be leaving soon, so it's kind of cool. First time I came down here, there was a ton of dolphins breaching in the water. So that's actually why I like coming here, because they're very active out here. Last time I was here, there was a whole pod just running around, dancing around, and they had their babies with them, which was pretty cool. Seeing them come up and playing with mom. But it's kind of just peaceful for me. I love the ocean. Coming down here, you can't see land if you're looking for it. You just see nothing but blue and clouds, so it's really cool. Stop number one, officially in the books. Always stop number one. I'm gonna venture around a couple spots here in Cape May, and then I'm just gonna make my way up the coast, which is kind of cool. Never really have the time to do it, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. Well, as you can see, background there, that is the ferry. Yep, she's coming out of dock right now. I'll be taking a bunch of people. Nice little journey all the way out there into the blue unknown. It's gonna be heading to Delaware, to Delaware. So it's pretty cool. I can honestly say I've never been on it. So time for my sappy story, right? So there's a reason why I haven't gone on that thing behind me. That boat is massive, by the way. It's pretty crazy how big it is. And I am honestly glad I'm not on that boat right now. I don't know if you can hear it. There's somebody's car alarm just keeps going off. It keeps shutting off, going off, coming on. It's kind of crazy right now, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, so here's my sappy story. So the first time I was down here with my best friend. She was actually like the closest person in my world. And we saw the boat go off, actually. We saw the ferry just driving off into the sunset. It was kind of cool. Not into the sunset, but whatever, you get the point. Yeah, look at how big that ship is. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, so as we watched it float away, we were like, yo, we definitely need to go do that. We always had crazy adventures. And I was like, yeah, bet. Next time we come down here, we're definitely going to go on that ship. Yeah, that was over 5 years ago, and me and her stopped talking. Like, it is what it is. So, like, for me, I don't know, it's kind of like a personal thing. When I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I don't do it until I do it with them. And I guess it's something I gotta get over, but that's my sappy story as to why I haven't even gotten on that boat yet. Probably gonna break through and take Jalen on it at some point, because that'll be cool. I'd love to see her reaction to being out on a ship, and just something to do, because I've yet to do it and I definitely want to. But yeah, away it goes. It's pretty cool. Yo, that alarm is still going off. Oh my god. Yeah, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
Like that.
Sunset Beach. It's beautiful. I finally, for the first time, was able to put my feet in the sand. Well, not the first time for the sand, but actually just getting to the ocean for the first time this year. Work has been very busy for me, so I haven't been able to go out and do the things I normally like to do, like go to the beach. And it's kind of cool too, because like last year when I was in Cali, it's like, yeah, I get to touch the ocean on the West Coast and the East Coast. But now, for me, it's kind of crazy. Like, this water is completely different than Cali water, but I'm a Jersey boy. This is one of my favorite things to do. The ocean it's just my happy spot, just being on the beach. That's why I got the tattoo on my leg. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna do some of these customer stories for you guys. I used to do it called the Customer Spotlight, and it just didn't have a good ring to it, but it's still the same premise. But I think it's kind of cool since I'm doing video content now, so I might as well just make videos of the same exact thing. So let's go ahead and let's get into this thing. All right, first things first. First customer, that's going to be Michelle Fox. So Michelle actually was a referral that was sent in to us. She was driving a lifted up Wrangler Sahara, and the thing had a lot of miles on it. So unfortunately, one of the local Paulsboro cops actually knows the owner, called into the owner and said that they had somebody that was looking. And it was kind of funny. They came in specifically for this beautiful Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude. It just took a little bit of numbers, a little bit of work. They had went to another dealership. Another dealership gave them a number on their trade. We matched it just to earn the business, because you know sometimes we will do that. Don't want to lose our customer base. So that's what happened with that one. You know, happy for them to get exactly what they wanted. We literally just got this Jeep in probably 2 days prior to being contacted about it, so didn't last in inventory long. Actually, I had a couple people contact us after the vehicle was sold, asking for it. So it was pretty popular. It's the new stingray color on the Grand Cherokee. So yeah, Michelle left, super duper happy, her and her husband Josh there, and yeah, so that's it. Another satisfied customer. So next up, we got Scott Shannon. The story with Scott, the Shannon family's actually been buying vehicles from us for several years now. I actually went to the same church as Scott's mom and sister, so I've known them a little bit, but they've been purchasing all their vehicles from us. So it's kind of cool. Me and him established a relationship through Facebook, and we were going to the same gym together. So he reaches out to me one day and starts telling me he wants to trade in the Durango that I sold him for a truck. So story with that is he traded in his truck to get the Durango, and he's like, you know what, I miss my truck. I really want a truck back. So we worked on getting that truck for him. And the crazy part was he was in Williamsburg when all this was going on. Wasn't sure if he was going to be able to make it back in time to put the deal together. And this was at the end of June. So we missed our timetable, went into July and reconnected, worked the numbers again, and everything made sense for him and his wifey. So we came in and took delivery of his brand new 2019 Ram 1500 Bighorn. He was super stoked, super happy, and you know that's what it's all about. You know, it's just another satisfied customer. All right, next up we got Lisa Manganero. Lisa actually came to me about a week or two prior in June. Her and her husband were looking for a vehicle to replace their vehicle that had died. Credit was the issue here. Fortunately, we work with a lot of banks that deal with special finance. All kinds of different credit situations, good credit, bad credit, non-existent credit. We actually have a bank that does a first-time buyers program. And fortunately, we had a little bit to work with Lisa here.
And when they came in the first time, it was just things just weren't working out well. Payments were too high. They had the money down, and there was nothing we could do. So remember, like, if you're going into a special finance situation or anything like that, money down's key. Banks want to see some participation on your end, so that's what I told them, and they took it and they actually left. And you know, when I have a customer in front of me, I try and give them a roadmap on what to do to get into a car, and they actually followed the roadmap. They went out, asked somebody if they could borrow some money, and in the meantime, their other vehicle broke down, so they were down to nothing and were pressed for time. So we were actually able to put things together. They were extremely happy with the outcome. They were coming in looking for a pre-owned vehicle, and they ended up leaving in this 2018 Dodge Journey. It was brand new. Totally caught them off guard, and they absolutely loved the vehicle. So don't think that we can't help you. That's the big thing. You don't know until you try. So fortunately, they tried and they didn't give up. They tried again, and we were able to get something done for them. And again, another satisfied customer. All right, so this one's fun. This is actually a very crazy situation. This is Sidney. Sidney was actually coming in specifically for this vehicle. You can see that she is very excited. When I was working on a Saturday, I was contacted by our internet department. One of our coordinators asked if I could check and make sure a vehicle was available. Now, we do a sponsorship with Bridgeport Speedway, and that vehicle that Sidney was coming in for happened to be down there. So it's a good thing that I checked. A lot of times things can slip through the cracks. Customer gets there, vehicle's not there. But that's what happens when you're bringing vehicles to other locations, just to showcase for the clientele that could be coming in to see you. I took it upon myself, just go grab a vehicle and go take it down there. In the time of me going to get the vehicle, I left the keys on my desk for the Compass that I was going to pick up for Sidney, and I drove all the way there, realized I didn't have the keys, drove all the way back. Now, my timing was important because I knew exactly what time she was going to be there, and yeah, I kind of screwed that up by not bringing the keys with me, but that's okay. Made it back very quickly, got the keys, went back, got the vehicle, and literally as I was pulling into the dealership, there's this couple. It was Tim and Sidney. They were actually walking up to the car looking at it funny. So I kind of figured put two and two together, and asked them if this was the vehicle they were coming to look at, and sure enough it was. Turns out they were the neighbors to the owner, so he got to introduce himself to them, and we made a good connection, presented the numbers, and everything worked perfectly. And it was cool because this was Sidney's color. This was the Jeep that she wanted. She was very, very excited. You know, I have customers ask to do some fun things with pictures. This is the first person who asked if they could do a jumping shot. So it was pretty cool. Good thing my phone takes burst photos, so I was able to capture every moment perfectly for her. And I've talked to her multiple times since the purchase, and she's absolutely thrilled with her 2019 Jeep Compass. So thank you again, Sidney. You guys are awesome, and it's another satisfied customer. All right, now this one's cool too. This is Terry McManus, good old Terry. So I have a customer who's actually friends with the owner's wife, Jen. His name is Anthony Capelli, and I took care of Anthony's mother, and since then Anthony sends me referrals all the time. Well, this is where Terry comes into play. I started working with Terry the end of September last year. He was in a lease for his Wrangler, and he had somebody that was supposed to be taking over the lease for him. Yes, you can do that. It is a nightmare of work to do. It's a lot of paperwork, a lot of finagling with the banks. I had nothing to do with it. He was taking care of it all on his own, and yeah, it was so long and drawn out. I'm talking several months, reworking numbers over and over and over again, because as you go into the new month, the lease changes, and we kept going into separate months as we were trying to get this done. Fast forward, the people backed out of his lease, and we talked, and he said he was going to wait a few months after we ran the numbers with him, trading it in, and it was just too far apart. So he said he'd be in touch in 6 months. Sure enough, it was 6 months. He was ready to rock and roll, and he had a couple of vehicles picked, which was cool. It was perfect for me, and we ran the numbers on the lease for a 2019 Ram 1500 Laramie, and it came in exactly where we needed to be. It was cool to see it all come to fruition since we were working on it for almost an entire year, and he was totally stoked, super happy. You know, he keeps sending me referrals. Even though I couldn't get him done earlier, he was sending me a couple of referrals, which was really nice. But yeah, another satisfied customer driving off the lot. And you know, I've seen him. Actually, I just saw him yesterday. He was getting ready to take a road trip down to North Carolina, so obviously he's loving that truck. I mean, what's not to love about a Laramie? But yeah, pretty cool. Side note, not customer related. It's actually pretty cool being out here because, you know, when I went over to where the ferry was leaving, I didn't see any dolphins, but it looks like they've all migrated down here towards Sunset Beach, and they've been breaching in the background there. Can't really see it right now, but I can see if I can try and catch some. It's pretty cool. They're actually behind the wreckage over there. All right, next customer I got is Wayne Maiden. So I met Wayne at the dealership. Him and his wife, Marlena, always come in for service. They have had a beautiful lifted up Jeep, Wrangler Sport. And wow, that one just really launched at her. Sorry, ADD, squirrel. Anyway, so Wayne actually came in on a Saturday. He was a little distraught. Apparently he was having some problems with the Wrangler when he was driving in, and he was like, you know what, enough's enough. He was looking at a Grand Cherokee. I think we tried to put them in a Grand Cherokee before with another salesperson about a month or two prior, and numbers just didn't work. So he took a look at this beautiful premium Grand Cherokee that we have. Actually, I had the customer trade it in. It was a Grand Cherokee Overland, and it was a high altitude, which means it's a higher trim level in the Overland package. And it's 2016 Grand Cherokee Overland. Pretty much it's a loaded up beast, and definitely a far cry between a lifted Wrangler and a Grand Cherokee. But Wayne was super duper happy. He told me exactly where he needed to be in order to make it work. And sure enough, we were right there. Once I came down, presented the numbers, he's like, done. Sold. So as you can see, he was super happy. I mean, I've talked to him since then. He said that it's so much nicer to be in that Grand Cherokee now for him than the Wrangler. It's like, I'm getting older, I don't want to climb into things anymore. And the wife was very happy with it as well. It's pretty luxurious. So you go from a nice rugged vehicle that looked really cool to a lap of luxury. And he was definitely another satisfied customer for me. So, all right, I think that does it for now. What I'm gonna do is, I'm getting beat up by horseflies. Just gonna enjoy the water a little bit more. Then we're gonna migrate on into town because I'm hungry. I'm gonna go and get something to eat, and then make our way up to the next shore town. And then once we get there, we will continue going through our customer spotlight here, our Focus Fridays, and yeah, hope you guys are having fun. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know what you think down below. Hit like, hit some comments. I take your advice and your recommendations. I mean, somebody told me to do a vlog, and now I'm vlogging. So definitely, I appreciate your input. Hope to see some good stuff down there. Let's keep moving.
Yo, hold on. Time out. Wait a second.
So what's going on, y'all? For real, I'm sitting here doing this editing, and I'm realizing how long this is actually coming out to be. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a two-parter. So this is gonna be the end of the first part. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go on to a second part. Probably drop that for you next week. So come back, see the rest. I just can't believe this was this long. Yeah, to figure it's like 2 minutes per customer. So I got a whole month's worth. Yeah, that's a lot of people. Just saying. So come check me out next week.